The girl just took a tumble, but it spelled disaster for the cells inside her body. Though it was just a scraped knee, the internal skin tissue had suffered a massive tear. Thankfully, the body cells immediately dispatched platelets. They scattered fibrin into the air, and the wound gradually formed a blood clot. But clotting alone wasn't enough. Soon white blood cells and red blood cells rushed to the scene. The white blood cell jumped into the clot first, then the red blood cell was pushed in too. She happened to land right in the white blood cell's arms. The red blood cell shyly tried to break free, but found she couldn't move at all. Turns out, until the wound healed, they had to stay in this position. Once the wound healed, the red blood cell resumed transporting oxygen, but just as she reached for an oxygen tank, strange noises came from inside the container. Bacteria had been secretly hiding in the box. The bacteria arrogantly prepared to attack the red blood cell. At the critical moment, a white blood cell dropped down from above, but surprisingly, he grabbed the red blood cell and ran away. Seeing the white blood cell fleeing, the bacteria thought he was scared, not realizing they'd walked right into a trap. The white blood cell led the bacteria to the bronchial tubes and decisively hit the capture button. The bacteria were immediately enclosed in a transparent shell, then transported through long tubes, and finally loaded into a rocket that quickly launched and exploded in the air. To the girl, this was just an ordinary sneeze, but to the working cells, it was a victory worthy of the history books. When the girl arrived at school, she suddenly spotted her crush. Her heart instantly started racing, and her body began secreting adrenaline. The cells inside her body threw a party. All the cells started celebrating wildly, but by nighttime, the girl's forehead began burning up. The red blood cells discovered that the infected cells from earlier had started dividing. Like zombies, they attacked normal cells, converting them into copies of themselves. The red blood cell quickly fled. Fortunately, helper cells had already received the alert. Killer cells and white blood cells immediately rushed to the battlefield. However, when they arrived at the scene, they found all the bacteria had already been wiped out. It was the natural killer cell, the immune system's super soldier. Before they could even react, a new wave of bacterial forces had already attacked. The natural killer cell was first to charge into the bacteria, launching into fierce combat. The white blood cell wasn't about to be outdone, and immediately joined the fight. Thanks to the efforts of numerous cells, this inflammatory crisis was contained, but the red blood cell on the sidelines began doubting herself. Everyone else was fighting to protect the body, while she was just transporting oxygen, so the white blood cell comforted her. Without red blood cells delivering oxygen, none of us would have the energy to fight. Every cell has its own mission. They all play vital roles inside our bodies.